So in San Francisco, homeless junkies shoot heroin in the open on Market Street. But if you're a taxpayer, you've got to deal with an indoor mask mandate thanks to the mayor of San Francisco, London Breed, who is a moron. Children as young as 2 are required to cover their faces at all times, just to wreck our kids even more. And yet, this is a story you could have predicted, London Breed herself was spotted dancing indoors at a nightclub, gasp, without a mask on. Again, it's not hypocrisy, it's hierarchy. She makes the rules, she doesn't have to follow them. That's the country this is becoming. But she was asked about it anyway today, and here's how she explained what she did.
Make sure you are vaccinated because of the requirements. But don't feel as though you have to be micromanaged about mask wearing. Like, we don't need the fun police to come in and try and micromanage and tell us what we should or shouldn't be doing. We know what we need to do to protect ourselves. I don't care where you're sitting. You're going to get up and start dancing. My drink was sitting at the table. I got up and started dancing because I was feeling the spirit. And I wasn't thinking about a mask.
Who would elect someone like that? I guess we get the leaders we deserve. The rest of us don't deserve it, though. Just to follow her reasoning here, you don't need to micromanage people on masks, except everyone else is micromanaged on masks, and everyone's forced to get a COVID shot. In many cases they don't need, but that's not micromanaging, that's just public health, except we're not going to, the logic thread disappears. Anyway, the rules don't apply to the people who make the rules, bottom line. At the Emmy Awards last night, we also learned that the rules don't apply to celebrities. Of course they don't! According to the LA Department of Public Health, celebrities are exempt from mask mandates because they're famous. Technically, quote, exceptions are made for film, television, and music productions. Of course they are! Candace Owens is a really smart person and a nice person, too. She's the host of Candace. She joins us tonight. Candace, I'm sorry, I don't know how else to respond to this. How do you respond to this?
Well, look, I didn't think that I'd have to take a break from what I was doing to explain science to you tonight, Tucker, but I'm willing to do that. And in case you forgot, COVID-19 is a very, very smart virus. It knows whether or not you're sitting, whether or not you're standing, whether or not a good song comes on and you're just feeling the spirit. COVID-19 goes, okay, I'm going to leave her alone. And most importantly, Tucker, you forgot that COVID-19 knows if you're sophisticated, as Barack Obama's birthday party taught us. This virus knows that if you want to go to, say, the Met Gala, if you want to go to the Emmys, it's okay, because you're a sophisticated person. The rest of us are not so sophisticated, so we have to adhere to stricter mask policies because we lack that certain sophistication that's required to keep ourselves safe. So, you know, on the one hand, you see what she says, and I appreciate the honesty. She's saying the mask mandates that don't make any sense, right? She's talking like a regular individual. The problem is that they don't practice that when they're legislating. They don't care because there is this feeling that they sit above us. There is this social hierarchy. They are the politicians. They know they stand above the law. And unfortunately, they never seem to face any consequences for it.
What if you want to live in the country we lived in 30 years ago, which was a pretty egalitarian country where everyone was equal under the law? That was the promise, and it was mostly true. I was here for that. What do you do? Is there anywhere to go where everyone is treated equally under the law?
You know, it's feeling more and more. I know people are feeling really upset about the way that COVID-19 is making our country look. It feels like we don't recognize this country anymore. It does feel like there are a bunch of people that are making decisions and ruling over us every single day. Unconstitutional mandates. They don't even care. Look at the Biden administration. They're making up rules as they go along. They're thinking the CDC and the OSHA represent the Constitution of the United States, right? They're going through these bodies that are not meant to legislate, and they're enforcing these mandates that make no sense. And they're going, oh, well, what are you going to do? We're in power right now. So unfortunately, the only thing we can do is go to the polls, and I do think that there will be a referendum on these sorts of actions in 2022.
And COVID mandates have got to be at the top, I think, of voter concerns, because it's just totalitarian. Candace Owens, I appreciate your coming on.
Especially with the kids.
Exactly.
Thank you.